this situation continues to get worse. We had some bad news in the running back room today. We're going to lose another member for a significant period of time, longer than we expected, but it wasn't anything that was out of the normal because we've heard about this news since probably before the draft, and it's been really frustrating that he could not come back. He had either a procedure, there hasn't been anything specified at what he's had done to his ankle, but the problem is he cannot be healthy. We thought we were going to get him for week 1, and things just going to keep rolling down the bad way for the Texans, but I'm not too worried, and we're going to discuss it all on Texans Digest today. If you guys are new to the channel, 75% of you are not subscribed. It's been a little while since we posted. Week 3 preseason just wrapped up, just over a week until the NFL season. Actually, pretty sure this Thursday marks a week until the actual NFL season, but Sunday will officially mark 1 week. But as far as the news, Joe Mixon, he was not taken off the reserve/non-football injury list, which makes him out for the first 4 games of the season. That is not a good sign, considering the fact that you kind of have a running back room of Nick Chubb, Woody Marks, Dameon Pierce, and Daryl Ogunbowale. So realistically, it's not much of a surprise, like I said. When you look at Mixon, this was an injury that was ongoing. And in the offseason, when he got something done, I don't know if there hasn't actually been any reports that Mixon got surgery or what the specifics actually are, which is even scarier, that they're just like, yeah, it's fine, it's fine. I'm actually scared that he's going to even come back for mid-season at this point. But last year, if you guys are unaware of what happened to Joe Mixon, he injured his right ankle. This is from last year. It was week 2 against the Bears. He kind of rolled it. It was his right ankle. It kind of rolled towards, the inside. But here's the thing. It was looked like a very significant injury. A mid-foot sprain. Expecting to miss some time. He only missed 2-3 games last year. So he fought through that injury. So my question is he now fighting through that injury and now that's cost him more time? Or, he's trying to get back. He's had so many treatments, shockwaves, injections, extensive rest. I mean, this is since May. And now we are 3 months later getting ready for the season. And I was expecting Mixon to be fine. But as soon as they made that Nick Chubb signing, I was like, Mixon's not okay. And that was what I was expecting. Honestly, this is not new news to me. I was hoping we would get him back to start the season, but the first 4 games, no Joe Mixon. And it is what it is. I'm really not too concerned because here's the thing. You want the Texans to get back to throwing the football. If the run game is inefficient, that's okay. Bobby Slowick would just run it into the ground last year with Joe Mixon. Part of the reason they got him hurt is because they gave him the ball 15, 20 times a game. If he could handle the workload, they're like, hey, take it, which was a dumb idea. But now the idea was to have a 1-2 punch with Mixon and Chubb. Now it looks like it's going to be Chubb and probably a little bit of Dameon Pierce, which I do like. But the problem is now Nick Caley kind of has to structure the offense around a little bit of a weaker run game because you were expecting Joe Mixon to come back for the start of the season. But, we'll go to CJ Stroud really quickly because his passing season upcoming, it's about to be insane. And I want to just flash back to 2023, his rookie year. He had less than 3 yards a carry. Dameon Pierce had an unsuccessful season. The Texans had a bad offensive line. Not that they have a great one now, but it was better than it was last year. Second most sacks in the league for the Texans. CJ Stroud's going to have a monster year. That's all I'm going to say. This could be an MVP kind of season. These projections, kind of crazy. 4,300 yards, I think that's a little bit low. Maybe not. I think his line is at 38. I think he gets around 41, 43. I guess that's fair. 24 to 30 tutties. I don't really see why not. Maybe double-digit interceptions. He's definitely going to run the ball a decent amount. But look for Nick Chubb to be the starting running back. I mean, this is the biggest impact here is reporting the news. Joe Mixon is out for 4 games. Does it hurt? Yes, because what Joe Mixon was for the team last year, he was remarkable. I mean, the Texans were a run-first team. And it looked like the system that Nick Caley brought over from the Rams, it looked like it was going to be run-heavy until they don't have Joe Mixon healthy. I don't think you can run the ball into the ground now. You can't run. But from what we've seen in preseason, the few snaps that the starters did play in week 2, it doesn't look like it's going to be that run-heavy. I do agree that, hey, if Joe Mixon was here, it would definitely help open up the pass game. If I could find it's definitely, yeah, here we are. I just went away from it. But that play-action game was kind of what the Texans were looking forward to. I'm expecting maybe some more RPOs. I mean, you have a little bit of leeway with what you want to do in the back. I mean, there's just so many different question marks now that Mixon is out. And I still think the Texans are going to be fine. Realistically, they had no run game in 23. They won the division, went to the playoffs 9-8. But this is a new and improved team. CJ Stroud, he may be a younger player, a third-year guy, but realistically, his rookie year, he was already established. He's already got a great high football IQ. He knows what he's doing. And yes, no run game definitely knocks you down as a quarterback, but you have a lot of weapons here. And you have an improved offensive line. If you can get the ball out of your hands quick, to the point, Jaden Higgins, Nico Collins, Jalen Noel, Christian Kirk, Justin Watson, and we still don't really know who the number 2 guy is going to be. The number 2 option is Christian Kirk, but the Z, the X, and then the Z wide receiver, or I'm sorry, the Y, Z is the slot. But the Y, the second wide receiver is going to be not a struggle, but it's going to be, taking some time to develop, because I've heard we're going to have some snaps between Justin Watson, between Jaden Higgins. I mean, there's going to be a lot of different rotating pieces. So Nick Chubb rested. This is week 3 of preseason. Dameon Pierce could split the backfield. I don't hate that. I feel like Nick Chubb, man, I don't know what to expect from him. My comparison is Todd Gurley. His last year he played football on the Falcons, and I don't really think it's a bad comparison. Nick Chubb is definitely past his prime, but he's still got a little bit to prove, especially on the goal line work. I mean, he could still be a monster in the short game, and I'm not expecting anything crazy, maybe 4 yards a carry, but realistically, that's all you need. And if Chubb can be a patient back like he is, find the holes, get 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s, 4th and inches. Like, if those type of short games you can get with Nick Chubb, it is what it is. You keep Joe Mixon out as long as humanly possible. We do not need him for the first 4 games. I would much rather have him come back later, fully healthy, and say, hey, I'm 100%. I thought, and this was what I was expecting, but for Joe Mixon, the news sounded bad. I mean, even before he got put on non-football injury, it sounded bad. And I was like, oh boy. He's definitely going to be out more than the start of the season. They're like, oh, he's questionable for week 1. I'm like, he's not playing. And this was just lingering all offseason. Mixon foot injury, we're not concerned. Mixon foot injury, we're not concerned. And every time that a Texans reporter kind of just said, it's fine, like Aaron Wilson, I'm just like, the team is reporting it's not serious injury. And now what happens in May? Whole month of May, June, July, August, now a month of September. That's 5 months of rehab. You're telling me there's not something more significant? I mean, we've had no reports on Joe Mixon about surgery, procedures. What did he have done to his ankle to where he just can't play? Unless it's something off the field, but it's his ankle. So, I don't know what happened, but I mean, he didn't look any different of a runner unless he played through the injury and then he made it worse. I'm just really scared of why this is still an ongoing issue. I don't know if, something in the rehab process went wrong. They're not giving us much insight as to the fact that he's done. He's not playing. So he was not at camp all off season. I mean, I think I saw him on the field maybe once, like twice. He was there. He was in a walking boot, but nobody seemed to be too concerned. And now here we are in September. Well, not yet, but about a week from September, and Joe Mixon's out for the first 4 games. So I'm definitely scratching my head. I'm ready for Todd Gurley 2.0, Nick Chubb to take over. I really do believe Nick Chubb can be similar to Todd Gurley. Double-digit touchdowns, 1,000 yards. I mean, Chubb's still got a little left in the tank, and definitely has lost a step. Definitely not in his prime anymore. But I don't think he has to be in order for the Texans to succeed. So you're looking at this season, and definitely hurts to not have Mixon, maybe for a whole month of September, maybe even a little bit of October, but ramp him up the speed a little bit. And this is where you'd love to have, NFL in terms of like trying to an under kind of a league, kind of like a minors, just to like, obviously football is different because it's so much more contact. You don't want the player to get hurt, so you'd rather play, in the actual game. But like for the longest time, I've been wondering if the NFL was actually going to like implement like the XFL, or the UFFL, whatever the other leagues are that go on in the wintertime when the football is done for. But I'm always curious to see like if they will ever actually get to like like the NBA Summer League or like the minor leagues of NFL. But that's another conversation for another time. That's enough for me. I think I've been rambling on long enough. But the Texans do not have Joe Mixon for the first 4 games. Comment down below your thoughts. This is a pretty significant injury. I know it's been a while for Texans Digest. We haven't been posting too much lately, but been a little backed up working-wise, and it's also been not much to cover. There was a couple rumors Brian Robinson was going to get traded to the Texans, but the Texans are having their minds set on Nick Chubb, which I do like. And this is going to be a good team. I'm really not too worried. It definitely is a shot to the gut, but I mean, you do what you can with what you have. So the Texans will be fine, I believe. Let me know what you think. And season's just getting underway. I can't wait. It's here, right? A week and a half away. I mean, anybody else excited as I am? I cannot wait. So let me know your thoughts once more on Joe Mixon. Season is almost here. We're going to ramp up content as soon as the season gets underway with everything going on. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, hit that sub button if you're new. This is Mike Zanetti, Texans Digest, and we'll catch you in the next video.